Hey everyone, have you ever stopped to think about how a perfect blend of physical design, color psychology, and smart technology could just absolutely transform the quality of life for our aging loved ones? Well, in today's explainer, we're actually going to build that ideal environment together, piece by piece. We'll explore exactly how to create a comprehensive space that not only guarantees physical safety, but actively fights off emotional loneliness.
So, what makes a house truly a home as we age? I mean, really think about your aging parents or, even your own future. As our bodies and minds change over time, shouldn't our living spaces adapt right alongside us? A home is so much more than just a roof over our heads. It's literally the center of our safety, our independence, and our overall state of mind.
Here's our roadmap for today. We'll be covering 1. The challenges of aging. 2. Ergonomic home design. 3. The psychology of color. 4. Smart homes and AI. And finally, 5. Robotics and human connection. Let's jump right in.
Starting off with Section 1, the challenges of aging, physical and emotional hurdles.
Now, the research shows that physical limitations really define the aging experience. Things like decreased mobility and a loss of dexterity are just incredibly striking as we get older. Think about those simple, everyday actions we totally take for granted, gripping and turning a round doorknob at the same time, or just popping open a jar. These become incredibly frustrating, if not nearly impossible, as coordination and dexterity decline. Throw in diminishing vision and hearing impairment, and suddenly just navigating your own living room becomes a real hazard without the right setup.
But you see, aging isn't just about the physical stuff. Take a look at this study from Suleiman Demirel University on elderly loneliness. The data here is pretty eye-opening. It reveals that married men with lower education actually face much higher levels of general loneliness. Plus, folks with low income and no social media report lower overall life satisfaction. And the big takeaway? High emotional loneliness is directly tied to plummeting life satisfaction. This proves, without a doubt, that we need spaces that nurture the soul and foster human connection, not just environments that act like physical safety bubbles.
Moving on to Section 2, Ergonomic Home Design, Building the Physical Foundation. To really support long-term independence, we have to start with the physical basics. First up, non-slip flooring. That is your absolute first line of defense against falls. Next, adding strategic grab bars in bathrooms. Honestly, these are literal lifesavers. And because reaching way up high or bending down low gets really tough, widening corridors to remove tripping obstacles and creating accessible, low-level storage is a huge game changer. It ensures they can go about their days smoothly without having to constantly ask for help.
Okay, here is a crucial takeaway for you. An elderly person's kitchen actually requires 50% more general brightness than a standard kitchen. 50%. That is absolutely vital. You literally have to compensate for deteriorating vision to prevent accidents. You just can't rely on standard ambient lighting anymore. The space needs to be incredibly well lit to keep them safe.
All right, Section 3, the psychology of color, painting the psychological space.
So as we age, the lens of the eye naturally yellows and hardens, a condition often related to cataracts. Imagine trying to navigate your house while constantly wearing a pair of amber-tinted sunglasses. That's pretty much exactly what this feels like. This physical change blurs similar tones together, making cool colors look incredibly washed out and gray. It fundamentally alters how older adults perceive their entire world.
And you can really see how color changes the whole vibe of a care room right here. Notice the cool-toned room? Sure, it can feel calming, but without the right balance, it can easily feel cold and isolating. You have to carefully offset it with warm woods so it doesn't end up feeling clinical. On the flip side, the warm-toned room gives this instant boost of psychological energy, nicely compensating for that amber-tinted vision we just talked about.
Because of this, there are some pretty strict design rules if you want to optimize a space for psychological well-being. First, avoid heavy grays and dull browns. They just drain energy and can actually trigger depressive feelings associated with aging. But the absolute #1 most critical rule? Use matte finishes. Glossy surfaces create this blinding light glare that totally wrecks depth perception, leading straight to disorientation and dangerous falls. Oh, and you'll want to paint essential things like doors and electrical switches in high contrast colors so they pop right out and are easy to spot.
That brings us to Section 4, Smart Homes and AI, Wiring the Digital Space.
Let's walk through a typical day protected by what we call invisible tech. In the morning, smart pillboxes chime in with gentle medication reminders. By the afternoon, infrared sensors are passively monitoring for falls in the bathroom, and importantly, doing so without the massive privacy intrusion of cameras.
Then at night, sleep quality pads under the mattress activate. It's this whole invisible, interconnected network that passively protects their safety and dignity, all without hovering or making them feel monitored.
And the clinical value of all this technology is just staggering. Get this, modern AI diagnostic systems, when integrated into these smart homes, can now hit a 90% accuracy rate in the early detection of dementia. 90%! So it's not just about immediate physical safety anymore, it's actually proactive healthcare. The tech can identify potential cognitive declines way before a human observer might catch those subtle behavioral shifts.
Finally, we reach Section 5, Robotics and Human Connection, the ultimate synthesis.
Now, I know a lot of people worry that robots are going to create this cold, dehumanized care environment. But the research points to the exact opposite. As this highlights, social robots and AI aren't here to replace human care at all. Instead, they take on the physically and emotionally exhausting burdens, the repetitive, functional chores. And what does that do? It frees up human caregivers to spend their precious time doing what technology absolutely cannot, providing genuine interaction and real love.
So we want to leave you with this provocative thought. If AI and ergonomic design can beautifully handle all the physical safety and daily convenience, how will you use that freed up time to provide the genuine human connection they truly need? By optimizing both the physical and digital spaces, we can finally focus our energy on filling their psychological space with compassion. Thank you so much for joining us for this explainer, and we will catch you in the next one.